It's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. I promised you when we did our last TV programme on Hochanda that we would show you how to do the one technique that we didn't get to show you, the beautiful Mehndi flower technique, and how you're able to jigsaw it. So we're going to go for a jigsaw effect. So using the pale pinks, we're going to change it slightly from this. This is one of the samples that we have done previously at a workshop, but we're just going to do a twist on it. Now, for the technique, we're going to need our essential tools. So we're going to use the magnetic sheet. We're also going to use a palette knife for scooping the mediums out, our metal spreader, and then most important as well is our stencil tape. It's not masking tape, it is stencil tape, so it's less sticky. We're going to use the beautiful Mehndi the Mehndi flower stencil, and I really love this one. And then to help us cut it out, we're really excited about these. These are the first of our collections of our metal dies. This particular one comes in 3-part. So you're able to cut it out with ease, the centre points and also the outer points as well. To get our colourings, we're going to use our mediums. So we're going to use our beautiful pale green and our pale pink, and these come in 10 colours ranging from a pearlised finish right the way through to a glossy finish. So to start off with, we've got magnetic sheet and we're going in with a white card. So placing your card on, so we get our stencil and lay the stencil over. Now when you're using the dies in conjunction with your stencil, what is most important is you've got some writing on the stencils. You always have to use your stencil with the writing facing upwards. That is so important. Otherwise what will happen is you'll find that when you actually go to cut out your finished dried image, you'll find that it won't fit over. So remember, when you're using your stencils and your dies together, writing is always facing you upwards. So to start off with, we're putting our first tape across the top, and then we're going in with a second. Nice and easy. And again, our first, and we're just catching the edge of the stencil, and our second. Making sure we're nicely stuck down the side. And people ask me, is there a wrong way or a right way to use the stencils? With this particular stencil there isn't. You can paste it any direction. If you've got a long straight line, then obviously follow the line down. You'll find it's a lot easier for you and it doesn't creep under. The magnetic sheet is hugging that nice and tight, so that's going to help you as well. So I've already got a pink one already done, so I'm jumping ahead because we obviously need things to dry for us to be able to cut out for you. So I'm going to use our pale green. Now with the new mediums, they do not need to be stirred. Okay, so we're going along the top. And along the top, nice, and just scooping it out and along the top. So to one side, because you're going to take that on and take it off. So holding your spreader in the middle, and you're pulling down and lifting up. And remember to flip it up so it's not going to drop everywhere. That goes straight in, back into the pot to be reused. There's no waste at all. And then on and up, nice and easy. Taking the sides, because we don't want any waste, and sides, lovely, and straight in. And then you can baby wipe your tools, or you can pop them into water. So let me just put the lid back on the medium so it doesn't dry out, and we're putting that to one side. And tools have gone straight into water for me. So we're taking the tapes off, so we're first tape, second tape. And don't worry, if you've got a little bit over the edge of the card, don't worry, because this one you would be cutting out and 3Ding. So don't worry about it. So again, into the bin with the rubbish. And then Normally what I do is I would pull it out of shot, pull it down. So what I would do is I would take the magnetic sheet, I'd pull the magnetic sheet away with the card away from the image, and I'm just going to do that now to help me lift off the stencil. And off, back in, straight off. So the stencil must go straight into water, and there is your image. Okay, so beautiful smooth image, ready and waiting for it to dry. So pop it to one side. Drying time, it just depends on size of the image. That'll take probably about half an hour to an hour. Warmth of the room as well, depends on the drying time as well. So I've got a pink one here, already done. So you would leave it dry. Once it's bone dry, come in and we're going to go in with our dies. So with your dies, most important is obviously stencil facing upwards, and once it's dry, you'll feel it slot over, okay? And then what you need to do is you then need to just use your eye, so line it up by eye and make sure it's not off center, because the last thing you want to do is go through the effort of cutting all this beautiful image or pasting all this beautiful image and then cut a chunk out of the wrong bit. So I'm just using my micropore tape to just adhere it down, making sure it's nicely stuck. Now I cheat a little bit. It is bad to use your 3 dies together because they may slip and you could cut into your dies. But if you're confident enough, then I can't see with this one how you could really, hurt them. So I'm just using, and what I'm doing is, if I lift this closer to the camera, you've got some little dots around this image here. What you need to do is you're using your eyesight to centralize the die, because what you don't want is you don't want it slightly off. Okay, so just feel it slot in. I'm popping it back down, so I'm making sure I'm pushing it nice and flat. And I'm quite happy, I think, with that. Lovely. So again, going in with my tape, and I'm just gently pushing it over and over. And then in with my central one. And my central one is going to cut this scallop line. So again, you're just feeling it. Slot over. And it slots really, really easy. You've got to remember that what the paste has left you is a 0.4 mil depth. So the blade is going to slot over that 0.4 mil depth. So there we go. So I'm quite happy. I've got them all lined up. And I'm just going to pop a little one because my card's a little bit buckled. There we go. And I'm going to run it through. Now, I've used all sorts of machines. So far we haven't found a machine that it doesn't fit through. Today I'm just using my Spellbinders Platinum that I use at the shows, but I've used the Cut and Boss, the Big Shots, all of those. So I'm just lining it up. Sorry, I'm out of shot. Lovely. So, taking the plates away, and then you can see how easy this all just starts slotting out. I'm just gently pushing it, because remember how sticky your tape is. If you've stuck it to the image, you don't want to tear any of your card. There we go. So I've put my dies to one side. So I've now got my 3 pieces. And I've done that again with the green. Okay, so let's pop this to one side. So we've got our jigsaw, and I'll show you how we fit the jigsaw together. I just need an outer, so I'm just going to take the outer die. Lovely. And I'm going to take a piece of black card, and I'm just going to line that up. So, you use the dies in conjunction with your stencils, but also they can be used without as well. So I want to be really careful I don't rip my card. So I'm taking some of the tack off. And again. I'm just using that to line up so it's straight. Lovely. So, oops, just dropped my plate. Line it up. Lovely. Okay, sorry about that. And let's just run it through. Get the machine out of the way. Have to say, I do love this machine. It's really good. There we go. So that's finished with the machine. So we're just slotting out, gently taking that off so you can see you've got a real fine embossed image around there. Don't know if the camera picks that up. So discard this bit, we don't want that bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to start jigsawing, okay? So let me bring in the pieces that I've already cut and I'll show you what I've done with the green. So I've started off with the green. So I've got my square, and I've got the green, and then what I've used is I've then taken the pink and I've slotted a green in, and I've slotted a pink in, so you can see I've alternated the colours. So let's build up the card. So our base card, let's go for it. So I just need some scissors and some tapes. So we've already got this. So I've covered it with lots and lots and lots of tape. So let's just take off some of these tapes. As I said, this was one of the demos that we had prepped for our last Hachanda show. So you can see it. I kept it so that it was ready to go. Lovely. So we're just taking, because we want it nice and firm on the bottom. And we're just going to take, so we've used some double-sided tape to hold the green base in, as you can see. You can put a little bit of wet glue behind it because it's going to, this one's going to go flat onto the card base. So sorry, it's a bit boring watching me take tapes off, but so we're going to line that up. That's about right. Lovely. Yeah, that's about right. So we're nicely stuck down. So now we're going to look at alternating. So what I want is I want some 3D foam on the back. So as you can see with this one, I've held the jigsaw pieces in with double-sided, but I'm not going to take the backing off the double-sided. I'm taking the backing off the 3D. That is just to hold it. So you could use sellotape if you've got sellotape. I just need it to raise it just a little bit. You could do it flushed if you wanted. So I'm lining up now this point with one of my outer leaves. And again, I'm lining up. That's about right. Lovely. So we're starting to really bring it out. So again, I've jigsawed. I've got my centre green into my pink, and I'm going to offset it. Rather than going like that, I just thought it would look prettier to just give it even more of a dimension. So a couple of pieces of 3D foam just to raise it. Lovely. And we're just going to offset it. So just making sure it's equal. Lovely. Okay, so let's pop a little centre point in. I just need a little bit of my pin flare glue that's in my box. So let me grab in my little blue box. Lovely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little centre point in, just to make it a little bit prettier. Okay. The pin flare seems to have stuck. Let's see. We can't unblock it. There we go. Oops. Okay, that's enough. And there you go. It's as simple as that. And you can use your liquid pearls to, you know, put little dots around. I haven't got any of my liquid pearls with me, but you can see, there we go. But how easy and effective is that? How's that? Let me show you a couple of the samples that some of the girls have done. So this is Sue, so she's used our black medium, but then she's made it into a beautiful step card. Beautiful, I love that. And then this is Julie Rose, using the beautiful foils. So you can use the paste when it's dry, attach the heat foils, run it through a laminator, and then she's used the dies, but she's not used it on every pasted. She's actually used the dies on just normal card as well, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Sue. And again, beautiful. So you can see it's really, how's that? And a couple more. So this is slightly different. This is inverting it rather than, you know, building it up from the top. We're going down inside. And this is using the peach medium and then using our Crystallina glitter over the top. And I think two more and then that's it. So this is just using, as the stencil was originally designed, just using the black medium, and this is Linda. And she's just put a beautiful saying across the top. And then Tracy, and using our beautiful mediums. Our mediums, don't forget, are they are have an adhesive inside them, and they allow you to put any glitters or anything ultra fine on top. So you can see beautiful our Bordeaux glitter on top. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration, and we hope to bring you more of how to use our stencils, not just on their own, but sometimes with stamps, and also with our new addition to our families, our dies and our beautiful word stamps. Thanks for joining me.